Hey everybody, welcome to a really quick video that I wanted to highlight. Instead of doing a carousel post, instead of you reading this on the gram of Insta or the book of Face, I decided to record a video about how you can integrate tapping into your everyday life. Now, if you don't know who I am, hello, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and tapping practitioner. I usually host a weekly live stream that happens on the Tube of You and the Book of Face, Friday night, 6:30 or 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on different metaphysical topics. So as I mentioned, I am also a tapping practitioner. So tarot is my first love. That's never going to go away. And I am going to do another video in the future where I can teach you a little bit about how I integrate tarot and tapping together. But for this video, I wanted to talk to you about how you can integrate tapping or the emotional freedom technique or EFT into your everyday life. Once you know it, once you understand how it works, once you've been tapping along with different tapping practitioners on different Tube of You videos or I don't know, or tapping along to different scripts, you may find that you want to use tapping more and more in your everyday life when you're out and about in the world. And so I have 10 ways you can integrate tapping into your everyday life outside of just, sitting down, throwing on a tapping practitioner's video and tapping along with them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to display each one and we're going to talk a little bit about it. And if you would like to book a session with me, either a tarot session or a tapping session or a combination of the two, you can do so at my website, tarotbyhilary.com. That is where to find me. And also I'm Tarot by Hilary, Hilary with one L, on most social media platforms. All right, let's get into this. So I already started with showing you, basically the Tube of You thumbnail, why this video exists, basically. So let's go ahead and show the different ways that you can integrate tapping into your everyday life. First off, you can tap while waiting in line or in traffic. In fact, I do this a lot. Not necessarily waiting in line, because most of the time when I wait in line for things, I'm with somebody else, so I can just talk to them. But I mean, hey, to each their own. If you don't happen to own a car or you don't experience a lot of traffic, then maybe tapping while you're waiting in line and you don't have anything else to do, especially instead of looking at your phone. I mean, you could look at your phone, that's fine. But if you're feeling a little bit anxious about having to wait or feeling impatient about having to wait, go ahead and tap on the side of the hand point and take a few deep breaths and think about your impatience in your mind. Same thing can be said while you're in traffic as well. Give yourself a few key phrases about how you're feeling and be willing to be honest with yourself about how you're feeling about the damn traffic. Even though I'm a little bit annoyed that I'm stuck in traffic right now, I deeply love and accept and forgive myself for my impatience. And there's really nothing that I can do about it right now except tap and calm myself down. So that's one example of how you can integrate tapping into your everyday life. Tap while waiting in line, tap while you're waiting in traffic. And by the way, this graphic right here, that is the symbol of a Gala Darling Method certified practitioner. So if you see the symbol, you know that this person carries the certification of the Gala Darling Method, and that is true for me. I got certified in the Gala Darling Method of tapping in April of 2022. I believe. And so my tapping training happened from, I believe, February 1st to the end of April of 2022. So if you see that symbol, you know that I'm a certified tapping practitioner through that method. Different methods may vary for you. This is Gala Darling is the person that spoke most to me when I was looking to get certified in emotional freedom technique, aka tapping. All right, number 2. Use tapping to release anxiety before a big meeting or presentation. For example, presenting on the Tube of You or the Book of Face or creating these videos can be a little bit stressful for me, especially when I'm recording them without the benefit of a live studio audience. Like, I don't know what it is about live streaming, but I have become very comfortable live streaming in the last 4 years that I've been doing it. But for recording something or pre-recording something, I still get a little bit flustered, and I'm sure that's showing right now, but I'm feeling the fear and I'm doing it anyway. But here's a great example of when you can utilize tapping. Releasing anxiety before a big meeting or a presentation, or presenting something on the Tube of You, or presenting something when you're recording content if you happen to be an entrepreneur like myself. Go ahead and use tapping, whether it's side of the hand or full rounds of tapping, or a particular tapping point that you really like. By the way, I do have resources on this channel to tell you a little bit more about EFT tapping, what it is, and what the different tapping points are. So go ahead and check that out. Before you go any further, you may want to pause this video and check out that video first, just to, see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about EFT tapping. But use tapping to release anxiety before a big meeting or presentation, no matter what the circumstances of that big meeting or presentation is. It could be that you're having to present something in front of 2 people, but they're 2 very important people to you. It could be that you're presenting on a stage of thousands or hundreds. So honestly, whether it's big or small, whether it's 5 people or 10 people or hundreds of people that you're presenting to, a lot of people do have anxiety around speaking in public speaking or presenting. So you can use tapping to release your anxiety before you go ahead and step up on stage, whatever stage that is. And some points, you can use whatever points you like. When I'm trying to relieve my stress for presenting something, I'll usually go for the collarbone points. Sometimes I'll go for the eyebrow point, sometimes the temples, sometimes side of hand. It just depends on which points you like and which points bring down your anxiety. And for things to say, just even though I am feeling a little bit stressed out about this topic that I have to present, I love and accept and I forgive myself. Or, nobody else can present the way I do. Nobody else has the same information in their heads than I do. That kind of thing. So that's number 2. Number 3, tap to reduce cravings for unhealthy foods or habits. Yes, you can tap on physical things, whether it's physical pain. I think that might be one of the 10 things that we're going to talk about here, if memory serves. But you can also tap on reducing cravings for sweets or savory or salty or potato chips or whatever unhealthy foods or habits. You can tap to reduce your cravings for those. It could be foods, it could be habits, it could be that you're a smoker and you want to reduce the number of cigarettes, or you want to be able to not smoke at all. It could be that. So think about tapping when you're thinking about the things that you would like to break yourself of. A lot of the stuff that works with tapping are the things that are subconscious to us. In another video that I'm going to do about tapping and tarot, I think that is the power of combining those methods, is making the subconscious conscious, so that we can be aware of these things, so that we can do something about the things that we are unaware of. Like, I don't personally smoke, but I know people that do, and I can't understand that level of addiction because it's not my addiction. It's not something that I've ever, had a problem with. And so there is a very specific subconscious reason why people cling to bad habits. Could be the secondary benefits that they're getting out of it. But either way, you can tap to reduce your cravings for unhealthy foods or unhealthy habits. 4, You can use tapping to ease physical aches and pains. Again, I must be psychic, but I knew that this was in here because this is something that I don't use tapping for very often, but I do acknowledge that tapping can work to ease physical aches and pains. This is actually something that I struggled with a lot when I was going through my tapping certification was, the concept of tapping on physical pain. It may not be able to completely remove the pain, but who knows? Sometimes, like I've actually done a tapping on reducing a migraine or the level of pain from a migraine, and it actually succeeded in taking away the migraine entirely. And I also can't remember the last time that I've suffered from a migraine after doing that tapping. So belief is also really important when it comes to tapping. If you don't believe that tapping is going to help you, it probably won't help you. But you can use tapping to ease physical aches and pains, because a lot of the time, sometimes our physical aches and pains are coming from a psychological place as well. Now, that doesn't invalidate the fact that we're having pain. Of course, we're having pain, but knowing the psychological reason for the pain, such as if I'm having jaw pain or jaw stiffness or tension, it's because I'm stressed out and I'm holding my tension in my jaw. Like, there it is. Like, there is a very, that's an example of a very direct link between our mental state and our physical pain. Your mileage may vary. So think about tapping to ease your physical aches and pains as they come up for you during your day. 5, tapping to release negative emotions like anger or sadness. Now, there's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with being sad. We all are angry or sad from time to time. But a lot of therapists like to say that anger and sadness can be surface emotions, especially anger. A lot of the time, anger is a very surface emotion masquerading or a defense mechanism for feeling some of the other more complex, deeper emotions that are going on. So when tapping to release negative emotions like anger or sadness, the very first thing you're going to do is acknowledge the fact that you are angry or sad. Even though I am feeling really angry right now because of this situation or this person, I deeply love and accept and forgive myself. And I understand that this is an emotion that I'm feeling and not who I am, et cetera, et cetera. So please take some of these examples that I'm doing as I'm tapping on the points. Feel free to take them, rephrase them, use them on your own time. 6, using tapping to improve your sleep and relaxation. I actually do have a tapping for sleep and resting your anxious bedtime brain on this channel. So go ahead and check that out if you're having trouble sleeping. I do have a lot of different tips about that. And the reason why I created that tapping is because I have problems getting to sleep. So a lot of the tappings that you're going to see on my channel, or the tappings that I curate in my playlist for tappings that may not be me being the tapping practitioner, are all things that I have struggled with, or the things that I have tapped along with myself. So it's just like, it's not just I'm coming down here on high to let you know, oh, I don't have a problem with that, but here's something if you have a problem with it. No. We teach the things that we most need to learn, and we tap on the things that we most need to tap on for ourselves. So you can use tapping to improve your sleep and your relaxation. And then also I would encourage you to slow down your tapping, be quieter when you're doing your tapping, be more gentle when you're doing your tapping, be slower when you're doing your tapping for sleep and for relaxation. Now, if you're revving yourself up or hyping yourself up, you're going to increase that tapping, increase the speed, be louder, be more confident if you're tapping on confidence or hyping yourself up. And this is a tip really quickly that I learned from Amy V. Cooper from one of her series of tapping videos that she is currently doing on her TubeView channel. So I'll try and link that in the video notes, basically. 7, tap to boost your confidence and self-esteem. I guess, again, I must be psychic here. Um, so in the same way that I said, you can use it for sleep and relaxation, and also modify your tapping and your tone and your volume and your speed for that. You can do that as well for confidence and self-esteem. I love myself. I accept myself. I'm worthy of all the good things that are coming to me. That kind of thing. So you can tap to boost your confidence and self-esteem. And I probably encourage you to do that before a big meeting. So 8, use tapping to overcome procrastination and increase productivity. Again, this is another thing that I use tapping for also. So I would never suggest any of these things if I don't also do them myself. I really try and walk my walk and talk my talk and walk my walk. So you can use tapping to overcome procrastination and increase productivity. In fact, that was one of the tappings that I did before hitting record on this particular video, is to not put it off, not put off recording this, and just going for it and doing it right now. It may not be the most perfect video that I've ever done, but that doesn't matter because done is better than perfect. And you may want to use some of those phrases if you're tapping on overcoming procrastination and increasing your productivity, especially if you are a recovering perfectionist and a procrastinator like me. Done is better than perfect, even though this might be a very messy video. I love and accept and I forgive myself. And even if one person benefits from this video, then that makes me happy. But no one can benefit from this video if I don't create it and record it first and put it out there. And even though it scares me to put myself out there like that, I love and I accept and I forgive myself, and I'm going to do it. There. Really, really quick tapping to overcome your procrastination and increase productivity. Number 9, tap to improve your relationships with loved ones. This is a big one. And I'm not going to presume to know which words you're going to use in that particular tapping. But I think tapping can really help us, especially when we've had misunderstandings with loved ones. It's so hard to be misunderstood by someone that you love, or especially if it's someone that you're seeking their approval and they are misunderstanding you. It's really hard. So I would recommend tapping really highly in those situations. Especially family of origin stuff. If you're having trouble with your family of origin, like, welcome to the club. Most of us do. And especially if people are putting your buttons, especially your family, they're able to push your buttons because they installed them, folks. So tapping can really, really help with that, especially if you know you're going into a conversation with a loved one that's really hard. Tap on it. Just, I'm really nervous about this conversation, but I want to be heard and I want to be understood. And even if I'm not heard or understood, at the very least, it's important to me to put it out there and speak my truth. That could be some of the phrases that you use for that. Finally, number 10, use tapping to cultivate a sense of gratitude and positivity in your life. Gratitude practice is really important. Even if it's just writing down a list of 5 things you're grateful for right now, you can do it through tapping, or you can write it down first and then tap that in, or you can do it the other way around and just start tapping and think about the things that you're grateful for, because that is another way that you can use tapping, is for ideas, for creativity as well. It's just like, I can't find the words right now to express my gratitude, but I know I'm grateful. And, even if it's, I'm grateful for the cup of coffee that I had this morning, or I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head, or I'm grateful at how the sun shines through my window, or I'm grateful of, the trees that are outside my kitchen window. There are 1,001,001 different ways to be one, express gratitude, and also to find gratitude. Doesn't have to be big. It can be big sometimes, but it's the little things that you cultivate your gratitude in. You can start to see the even bigger things. And that slowly over time changes your positivity and your mindset. Woo! So that is 10 ways to integrate tapping into your everyday life. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you get a lot out of this video, and give it a try. Please try EFT tapping. Even if you've tried it before, I mean, like I feel like I repeat myself and I say it all the time about tapping, but the first time I tried tapping, I'm just like, meh. Nothing's working. I don't feel anything, whatever. It could be that I wasn't following along with the right practitioner. It could be that I was doing very surface tapping, which, you know, can still be really helpful, but doesn't really have a long-lasting effect. And I'm really glad that I returned to tapping, and I tried it again a couple of years later and found it to be so transformative that I actually became a tapping practitioner. Now, not everyone who finds tapping is going to become a certified tapping practitioner. It's not necessary, but I felt it to be necessary because I felt it was so powerful and transformative for myself that I felt like I was called to. So, but try it. Try how tapping can transform your everyday experiences by integrating tapping every single day. I look forward to hearing about what you did today to integrate tapping into your everyday life. Just because you use it in different ways than the 10 ways that I recommended or described doesn't make it any less valid. This is just a jumping off point for your own ideas. So, but I would love to let me know in the comments how you use tapping today. What did you tap on today? I would love to hear it. And I also welcome you to follow, subscribe, click the bell for more videos like this. Join me on Friday nights at 6:30 or 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my live stream. Check out my podcast or book a session with me and try tapping for yourself with me. tarotbyhilary.com. All right. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.